Okay, I can't really hear myself now, so chat, if I'm still echoing, let me know. If you say that it's good, I mean, we're gonna go anyway, regardless of whether I'm talking or not. So I guess for some of you, it might be echoey. For that, I apologize. I'll try not to talk too much. Oh good, my battery's low. But how you doing today, Alzeri? Thanks, Alzeri. Personally, I hate the sound of my own voice. I'm one of those people who like won't even put my own voice on my voicemail. I don't know what it is, I think I sound like a man. Yeah, Alzeri, if you want to send me a Discord to talk about it, sure. Or, I mean, you don't have to if you just don't want to talk about it at all. That's fine as well. My husband is that type. He's the type that if something is bothering him, like, he just mostly wants to be left alone about it. But in any case, I hope your day gets better. We have time for one run today. Technically we kind of don't even have time for this, but I am not continuing to skip streams. So I made time. Because I'm not just going to let everybody else, you know, monopolize my time. I knew that one wasn't gonna work. That's okay. We're running a little slow here through artisans, but it's alright. The real sort of crucial bits are those proxies and everything, so. Or the storages, I meant. And at least compared to last time, we have a pretty big chance to do better. What did we get last time? Like 2347 or something? Really? Artie? Artie is brewmating. It's sort of like the lizard version of hibernation. So he like goes down for the winter and sleeps most of the time. Except for apparently the one time that I'm streaming and I have my camera turned directly onto him. That's when he decides to move. fell asleep mid-run, Alzeri? Well, to be fair, I mean, you did just achieve something pretty impressive, so I guess it's not a big deal that all your runs lately haven't been world record, you know? Congrats, by the way. I can't quite remember though how much it was by. It was like, I'm trying to think of, it was less than 1/100th of a second. Was that right? Oh yeah, sure, Alzeri. You did sort of just slowly disappear from chat, I remember. That's okay. Hopefully you got some rest. This is dog. He's been getting me lately. Also, two things, Alzeri, that I forgot that I wanted to tell you. I'm talking with Streamlabs support about why your resub isn't showing in my ticker or like anywhere. It's showing in the back end of Twitch, so don't worry, I got it. But I don't know why it's not recognizing that you did that. Because I want to make sure you get your correct badge on time. And the other thing is about your badge. With the Twitch update, if you want to have your dragon back, your sub badge, I think it's a thing in your account where you have to choose whether you want your sub badge or your founder's badge, which shows that you were one of the first people to sub to the channel. So that's up to you. Wait, for real? It doesn't give you the option? That's dumb. I'm gonna look into that some more. Because you deserve to at least have the choice. I mean, like, obviously, if you want to keep your founder's badge, that's cool. But yeah, personally, the blue dragon is my favorite too. You know, in a run where we're doing pretty well, I almost feel like I'm just gonna skip that life. Because it's just there for insurance. And in a run that's going to do really well anyway, I don't need it. And in a run where I do need it, we're probably not gonna PB anyway. You know what I mean? Dog, why are you looking at me that way? That's the face of a dog who looks like he's about to barf on the floor. I'm sorry, what? Walking the time back down at least. I mean, we were... By Ice Cavern, last time we were, I think, 11 seconds ahead, so there's definitely some huge variability as far as that goes, but even with... Not what I wanted. Even with the time that we have currently, we're still on track well enough. Like, I'm not worried about it right now. I fell off the edge there and then jumped on literal air. That actually would have been a pretty solid jump. Because if you remember, I bonked before I even got to the cannon. And that's what caused us to not gain time. It's unusual to gain time in Shemp at all, so... Bryce, what's wrong? You don't look like you feel very good, dude. Bryce is the dog. Beagle Chihuahua, which I guess we found out is called a Cheagle. He looks as dumb as you would expect him to. When I finally go back to any percent, no balloonist skip, I am gonna have no idea what the route is anymore. That's gonna take a little while to de-rust. I've never run 80 dragons for this long. Nice stairs, too. Yeah, those stairs really contributed to that gold. So I mean, sure, we're doing well enough, but the storage, and the next one of course, really determine how the rest of this run is going to play out.
sleep? Hop on, Spyro.
Hi, Spyro. Hi, Spyro.
Whew, okay. Well, there's one of two. I guess, to be fair, it's not over yet. We came in sideways. It's tough to say if that's going to be a soft lock or not. Even if it is, like, it'll look bad on the splits, but it'll be fine for in-game time if it's a soft lock. Nope. Whoa, where am I? So that was a little slow. Because Spyro came into the balloon sideways, I couldn't charge, like, straight for the water. That's why I ended up sort of in a random spot near Nestor. Oh, sorry. I forgot to split at the right time, so we're just not gonna split that at all. I only got Delvin. Oh no, good. I got both. It looked from the front like I had only gotten one dragon. It's not like that big of a deal. It costs you less than a second, really, to not touch both of their pedestals at the same time. So actually that turned out pretty good. Went straight from didn't think I even got both of them to being able to skip both of them. Because Magnus is known to be pretty finicky. He's the same as Nestor, basically, where you have to sort of have downward momentum and you kind of have to hit him in the right spot in order to be able to skip him, so. You're probably right, Ozeri, to be honest. That... If I would have split that at the right time, that might have been really nice. Yeah, so as you can see, suddenly we're pretty solid just because we got that storage skip. Don't ask me that, Ozeri. Don't you worry about it. They were last saved, Ozeri. Actually, you know, now that you ask, I believe they are saved at 2104. I didn't save any, like, either of the world record ones because they didn't qualify. Oh, that sucks. Nope. Nope. Boy, that menuing though. Doesn't matter for split time, but... Or for in-game time, but for split time it's kind of annoying. Yeah. Artie, like I said before, he's supposed to be brewmating. So he's supposed to be asleep, and 99% of the time when I look at him, he is asleep. Except for right now. Hey Doorknob, how you doing? So yeah, he just chose the one time when I would actually, you know, have to move the camera, and that would be annoying in order to wake up.
Hop on, Spyro.
He's been asleep for a long time already. And he'll stay asleep. I mean, it's hard to say, but if he's gonna brewmate, like, for real, he's probably gonna be asleep until, like, February, at least. Alright, there's second storage. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, we came in sideways again. Could you stop that? Alright, well that wasn't too bad. I was gonna say I don't really know what's gonna happen with the splits, but looks like they're pretty correct. With some of these storages, like sometimes the splits can show that, you know, I'm a minute ahead suddenly. But yeah, these are definitely the PB splits. If they're showing that I didn't just save a minute there. Alright, so we have a little bit of downtime, if that's how you'd like to look at it, before we have our next major trick. Also, if I start actually thinking for real that I have downtime, I'm just gonna mess this whole thing up. Because right now, with these splits, assuming that we carry this time, oh, see, I've already goofed it. If assuming that we carry this time to the end, this would be a very likely world record, so. But there's a long way still between us and the end. I will definitely tell you though that at least as far as 80 Dragons is concerned, I much prefer the way that we do Misty in 80 Dragons, splitting it into two. It's just so much less stressful that way. Alright, well at least we got that thief this time. Last run was really just a catastrophe, wasn't it? We missed him. Missed the thief even in Wizard Peak. Like the really easy thief that doesn't even run away from you. He just stands there and looks at you. Completely missed him. It was not a good run on Monday. Unfortunately, there's only so fast you can do that cycling there with those wizards. Because you do kind of have to, if they're as far apart as they're going to be, you do kind of have to wait for the second one to come back towards you a little bit, or you're never going to make it. Even with, like, the insane charge jumps. Ooh, solid gold. I wonder how to practice I am for flight levels. I haven't touched a flight level since... Well, since we were running any percent and since Spyro Flight Challenge. The thought of competitively doing flight levels right now again just immediately drains my brain. Spyro Flight Challenge really took it out of me. But of course, I'll go back to those. I always do. Oopsie. Are you kidding me? Nice shot, dude. Whoa. Why did you jump again, Spyro? Not gonna lie, that was a moment of unadulterated panic. I thought I was about to shoot straight over the top of that. How did... You knocked me out of a supercharge? How dare you? Are you not supposed to be invincible during a supercharge? I call BS. He's gonna smack me, isn't he? Yep. What a jerk. So, Alzeri, based on what you found, like, do you think that you can have, like, major improvements, or do you think it's gonna be just, like, marginal but still really important? Because I know, obviously, for those games, you're talking, you know, milliseconds, like you said before. And I guess... Do you think that it's humanly possible to optimally drift all the time? Because there's lots of speed games, right, where the optimal thing is just, like, not... It's way too fatiguing or specific for people to actually do. I mean, that's the point of tasks, right? Well, you're good at it, Alzeri. I mean, like, you don't really need to probably take a lot of time to think about what you're doing because it's so second nature to you by this point. I actually saved time on Tuco. So thankfully, I'm not really in need of a life right now. Yeah, link it to me, Alzeri. Just whenever you find it. Bryce. Dude, I can guarantee you there is nobody outside. We got the perfect cycle. And that's enough to gold, of course. It's been a long time since I've been through Terrace Village without getting hit. It's always one of those electric platforms. But, you know, I'm wondering if the reason that that happened was because the same as in what is that, Alpine Ridge, where you sort of let the dragon play for just a minute to let the cycles continue without spending in-game time. And I'm wondering if that's what caused that to happen. Because I did, like, very briefly hesitate before dismissing the dragon. Super helpful too here to already have yellow sparks, which for some reason we don't usually. Oh, I guess we don't, right? Because I just wanted to try that, see if that was possible. We don't because we get hit in Terrace Village, because then we don't have to worry about getting sparks. Of course, the rest of that I just pulled off there was kind of a hot pile of trash, but that's okay. Somehow we still golded on that. If we golded on that, we have at least 3 seconds more to save in Misty there. Chicken's not worth it. I was gonna try to get him if he would just happen to be there, but there's no particular reason I need sparks right now, so no thanks. That was a nice jump to Jed, so that's a bit relieving. Sometimes that can be a little bit of a nightmare. And at 60 dragons, so we are on track. I never noticed that giant green crystal over there. Is that what that is? How many times have I played through this and I have never noticed that? Wow, that was a really solid gold. We must have missed the supercharge the first time. Like the 1-2 Jed just there. We must have missed that in the PB. Kind of really don't mind if that happens, because all he does is just kick me down into there anyway. I guess it's more consistently faster to get to flame the big monkey thing, whatever he is. I think he's a monkey.
Are you ready to go?
But it's very occasionally much faster to not flame him. So I guess, you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. And you know, the good news is, assuming, wink wink, that everything goes fine in Haunted Towers, even if we forget the guidebook, which we won't because we don't do that anymore, we have time left after that. So it's not going to be like super catastrophic if that does happen to happen. Thank you, Azuri. We can do it. For right now, I have to focus on the trick, but as soon as the trick is done, we have to think about the guidebook. We were able to very briefly shorten that cutscene by standing exactly where we needed to be. So that's great. That'll give us a little more wiggle room. Alright. Ooh, I very nearly clipped both of the invisible walls that can kill that trick. Okay, trick is done, don't think about it. Guidebook. Nope, Spyro. Guidebook. Fantastic. I will gladly take a gold on the nightmare that is Haunted Towers. But yeah, there are two invisible walls that can kill that supercharge. One is when you come first out of the door and you sort of drop down next to the stairs that you climbed up to get into there. The very bottom stair has a wall hanging out to the right that you can't see, that you'll just bonk on. And then once you're leaping across, on your left, the side of the castle sort of sticks out further than it looks like it does. And I nicked the one on the side of the castle, but thankfully it didn't kill my momentum. So goal of Dark Passage, of course, is don't get hit. It's better to take the time to just stand there and flame that guy so that the red dogs turn back into tiny dogs than it is to be eaten by one of the big dogs. Their animation for eating you is way longer. I'm clenching my jaw. I need to unclench my jaw. I do that when runs are going well. You know, because you're just so focused. I feel like I missed a dragon, but that's not really possible because Dark Passage is basically a straight line. Wow, that was a really solid gold. Now I am worried that I missed a dragon. You can't miss dragons though. In Dark Passage, you can't. Unless I literally just ran next to one and didn't get it. I didn't do that, did I? So barring anything just catastrophically horrific, this should be a very easy world record. But, I mean, to be fair, we are finishing on Misty Bog, and it has a reputation for a reason. Overall, I love the design of the dragons, like the redesign for this Reignited trilogy, but the dragon that I just freed, I already can't remember his name. He might be Baruti. I think he's my least favorite. I mean, he's cute, but he's like the same kind of cute that is kind of creepy, but mostly cute. Dreamweaver's dragons used to be my favorite, and now honestly I kind of have a hard time choosing. I mean, Latif has always been my favorite, whether in the original or in this game. We just freed Latif. See, I told you, look at how high I am! This is the first time in like a million years that I have cleared that so easily. Every other time, I've told you guys, I've been like, oh, I don't like how close I am to not making that. I haven't missed that supercharge ever, I don't think. But it's been a long time since I actually got that height that I wanted there. But honestly, seeing it now, I feel like the way where you don't go as high is actually probably better. I mean, less distance traveled, right? So less time taken. We were doing well enough that I wanted to take a solid second to just square up that jump to make sure I didn't miss it. Like, we're probably gonna lose a second or two because I just stood there making sure that I was gonna make that jump, but in the grander scheme of things, that was worth it. Because if we had fallen there, we would have gone all the way back to the beginning of the Dreamweaver's world. Which obviously would have been much longer than the 2 seconds I just spent. I hate this jump so much. Okay, okay, we made it. How did we gold? Jeez, Jacques is really consistent if we golded with technically 0 seconds difference. I am just going to make sure we're not taking deaths here. I am sick of taking deaths here. And I'm saving my yellow sparks. Spyro, could you not bonk, please? World record, at least last I checked, unless Forum has beaten it in the last few days, was 2056. I see absolutely no reason why this will not be a world record. Even with that hit, it's fine. Yeah, 2036. That is certainly a world record, and in fact, that is my absolute PB. Because my former PB, unofficial, had been 2041. So, sweet. Artie is visible. Let me turn the camera real quick. Hey, buddy. Thanks for the GGs, Ozeri, and for the praise the Morts. Yeah, thanks for the GGs, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging around. Does that finally mean that we're done with 80 Dragons? Not forever, of course. Forum's gonna come back and compete, you know. But finally. It's been so, like, not frustrating, but it's like, oh, come on. Because right at Spyrothon, I didn't get the world record, even though it was a pretty solid run. And then 2 times, either I got the world record and I couldn't submit it, you know, because the game crashed, or I got the world record but it was offline and I wasn't recording. So it's so nice to finally have this. But yeah, this was a really solid run. I was happy with this. So thank you guys for joining. I just got a work message which indicates that I am in fact at the end of my time. So, but I definitely wanted to make time to do this today. We will not be going back to any % quite yet. Well, any % no balloonist skip, let me be clear. We are going to be doing straight any %. Those are the runs that take about 7 minutes. We are currently 2nd place and we'll be aiming for world record in that as well. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining, for hanging around. I appreciate it. Have yourselves a wonderful day and a wonderful time until I see you next, whenever that might be. See you later, everybody.